My boss tried to embarrass me in a meeting, then accidentally exposed his own secret. Full story. My boss thought he was about to call me out in front of the entire office, like full-on public embarrassment moment. What he didn't realize was that he was about to expose himself instead. Follow us for full stories posted daily. We're serving fresh tea all day. Back to the story. Hello, Tea Talk. I'm Daniel. And I used to think my boss Greg just had a strong personality. You know, direct, intense, a little too comfortable talking over people. Turns out he just liked being right, even when he was completely wrong. I had been working at this company for about a year, and things were going pretty well. I kept my head down, did my work, hit my deadlines. Nothing flashy, but solid. Greg, on the other hand, loved flashy. He was the kind of manager who would say things like, "We need big energy on this project," and then contribute absolutely nothing except comments in meetings. Still, I managed, until one project changed everything. We were working on a quarterly report for a major client. Lots of data, lots of moving pieces, and a very strict deadline. Greg decided he was going to oversee everything personally, which really meant hovering and asking confusing questions. At one point, he told me, "Daniel, I want you to take full ownership of the numbers." I said, "Got it." So I did exactly that. I double-checked everything, cross-referenced reports, verified totals, even stayed late one night just to make sure nothing was off. Because if there is one thing I hate, it is being wrong about numbers. Fast forward to the big meeting. The whole team is there. Greg is at the front like he is about to give a keynote speech. I am sitting there, calm, ready. Or so I thought. Greg starts presenting, clicking through slides, talking like everything is going perfectly. Then suddenly, he stops. He squints at the screen. And I feel it. That shift. That someone is about to get blamed energy. He turns slowly and looks directly at me. "Daniel," he says, "can you explain why these numbers don't match?" Ah, there it is. The setup. The public call-out. Everyone turns to look at me. I glance at the screen. And immediately, something feels off. Not wrong. Just not mine. I say, "Which numbers are you referring to?" Greg points at the slide dramatically. "These totals right here. They don't align with last quarter." His tone is confident. Too confident. Like he already decided I messed up. I lean forward, really looking now, and then it clicks. Those are not my numbers, not even close. I sit back and say, "Those aren't the figures I submitted." Greg lets out a short laugh. "Oh, come on, Daniel, let's not do that." The room gets quiet. You could hear someone typing across the table like they were live transcribing my downfall. I keep my voice steady. "I'm serious. That's not my file." Greg shakes his head like he is disappointed in me. "Okay, then what happened?" Now I know. This man thinks he has me. So I turn my laptop around and say, "I can pull up the final version I sent." Karen from finance leans in a little. "Yeah, let's see that." I open the file. Click through. And there it is. Clean. Correct. Matching everything perfectly. I turn the screen so Greg can see it. "These are the numbers I submitted yesterday." Greg frowns. Actually frowns. Because now, his moment is slipping. He looks back at the presentation slide, then back at my screen, then back at the slide again. And suddenly, he is not as confident. He says, "That's weird." I nod. "Yeah, it is." Karen speaks up again. "Greg, where did you pull your version from?" And this is where everything falls apart. Greg hesitates, just for a second, but it is enough. "I updated a few things this morning," he says. "Updated. A few things." I raise an eyebrow. "You updated the financial report?" He shifts slightly. "Well, I just adjusted some figures to better align with the narrative." Tea talk. The entire room went still, because what he just said was wild. Karen sits up straight. "You adjusted the numbers?" Greg tries to backtrack. "Not adjusted, just refined." I cannot help it. I say, by changing them? Someone across the table coughs to hide a laugh. Greg's face is starting to turn that shade of red where you know things are not going well. Karen closes her notebook slowly. Greg, she says, those numbers are based on actual reported data. They are not flexible. He tries one last time. I was just trying to make the presentation clearer. And Karen goes, by making it incorrect? Silence. Absolute silence. Greg looks around like someone is going to jump in and save him. No one does. Because at this point, we are all just watching. He went from calling me out to explaining why he edited financial data in a client report, in front of everyone, including finance, which, if you know anything about finance people, they do not play about numbers. Karen turns to me. Daniel, please resend your original file to everyone. I nod. Already done. Then she looks back at Greg. We will discuss this after the meeting. Oh, it was over. The rest of the meeting was painfully normal. Like everyone collectively decided to pretend that did not just happen, even though it absolutely did. Afterward, my coworker Jason leaned over and whispered, Man really tried to throw you under the bus and drove himself instead. Accurate. By the end of the week, Greg was no longer overseeing everything personally. In fact, he was not overseeing anything at all. Let's just say his role got quietly reassigned, and suddenly, meetings got a lot shorter and a lot more accurate. So tell me, T-Talk, have you ever had a boss try to blame you for something they caused? Or was Greg on a whole different level?